All right, Saxton, what's up, man?
What's up?
Saxton and I are going inside here to KeyBank. We're gonna go see if we can't get pre-approved for a loan or get our first offer on a pre-approval. We're gonna do KeyBank, BECU. These are banks that are, well, BECU I think is Washington only. It's Boeing Employee Credit Union. KeyBank I think is all over the place, but we'll see. I think we're maybe gonna do Chase and then a couple of online places. So we got 42 grand. We'll see how it goes. What's up, guys? Hey, it's Mike here. Now, I know I haven't done a video in probably the last month, and it's not because I've forgotten about you. It's not because I'm being lazy. I had to put my head down and push myself over the finish line, okay? I needed to get over the $20,000 mark towards my down payment on my first rental property. I had $20,000, my brother had $20,000. We put it together and I now have $40,000 towards my first rental property. It's so close, it's within reach. This video is gonna be about the next step after saving your down payment. So I have the down payment put together. Now what I'm doing is I've gone out and I'm looking at pre-approvals. In this area, in the Seattle market where I'm at, most real estate agents don't even take you seriously, return your calls, or want anything to do with you. Yeah, I'm calling out real estate agents, you deadbeats. Want anything to do with you if you don't already have a pre-approval letter from a lender, a bank, or a private mortgage lending company. So what did I do? I took that money, I went in and I've gotten pre-approved. I went to 5 different places, or went through 5 different mortgage loan applications. And I have gotten the pre-approvals back from some people. I think I'm gonna do a separate video specifically doing reviews on each one of them. But the different places that I used were Chase Bank, referred by Graham Stephan in some of his videos where he talks about them being good. So I went to Chase. I went to my bank, which is KeyBank. I went to a local credit union, which is Boeing Employee Credit Union, BECU. I did an online mortgage application through, I think it was Cobalt Bank, but the individual was someone who was recommended to me from a friend. And then lastly, I did Catlin Capital, just a place that I heard about on the radio. Figured, you know what the heck, it's an online application, we'll give it a shot. So I've put out 5 different applications. I've gotten numbers back from 2 of them. This right here is just to kind of talk about my experience. If you were looking in the Seattle area, if you're looking probably in your market too, what they need in order to process your application, they're gonna want your last, I would say, 2 months worth of pay stubs, which realistically, if you get paid once a month, you're probably going to want to make sure that you actually bring 4 months worth of pay stubs so they can see consistency. They're going to want to see your W-2s from the last 2 years, okay, possibly your tax returns, not just your W-2s. So your W-2 from the last 2 years, they're going to want to see the pay stubs, as I mentioned, and then they're going to want to have the last like 3 months worth of bank statements. If you have those 3 documents with you, you should be able to get your mortgage loan application processed right away, provided someone's in the office. So again, KeyBank, Chase Bank, BECU, Cobalt Banking online through some private mortgage lender, and then Catlin Capital online mortgage application. I'm going to let you guys know how it's going. So far, the numbers I've gotten back, I've approved for $413,000 with a 5% down payment, which would be $25,000 and I don't have to pay closing costs. That's included in this specific loan that KeyBank offers. I can't remember what the name of it was, some program they offer. And so that's where I'm at right now. The only real problem that I've kind of experienced so far is I might actually make too much money to qualify for some certain loans, which is a little frustrating because the way that it's been explained to me by the different banks is they have like an income cap to qualify for certain types of their first-time home buyer loans or their first-time home buying programs. What they want is to see that your income is kind of aligned with the median income of that area. You can't make more than the median income for a certain area. I guess this is designed so that a really rich person can't come into a poorer area and buy up all the properties and kind of take over that area without at least having to invest a significant amount of money first. So what I've seen that's my struggle is I should only make $65,000 a year. That's what I should make if I worked 0 overtime, but I'm a cop. And there's an awful lot of overtime I work because there's call outs, there's protests, there's arrests that you make at the end of your shift that extend you hours past the end of your shift. Emergency situations come up, we're on call, this, that, and the other. Plus, I just go out of my way to make as much overtime as possible, signing up for additional shifts, signing up for extra watches so that I can actually have more money for this down payment. That's how I put together 20 grand in 6 months while still paying all of my normal bills. So one of the things that I'm seeing is, because I moved myself from where I should be at $65,000 a year to making $100,000 a year, I'm actually above the median income of the area for most of the places I'm looking to purchase in, which is kind of hurting me in the sense that what it's going to do is require that I put more money down because I'm not qualifying for this awesome first-time home buyer loan that a normal person who's just making it out of minimum wage and into that, $20, $30 an hour ranges, it would qualify for, making around $60,000 or $70,000 a year. Instead, I'm making $100,000 a year because I work so much, but it's bumping me above that median income and making it so I don't qualify for this loan. So that's really the only problem that I've run into. The only other problem, which I knew I was going to struggle with, is my credit history. Now, I've got a great credit score. I've seen Credit Karma has me at like 745. One guy came back and said I have a 762. So I've got good credit. I mean, it's not the most amazing, but it's pretty good. But my problem is I don't have a lot of credit history. My entire life, I operated off of the Dave Ramsey, thanks Uncle Dave, the Dave Ramsey advice of don't have credit cards, cut them up, get rid of them, you don't need them, you don't want them. Well, guess what? Now that I want to go and buy a house and I have zero credit history, I'm just crap out of luck. There's nothing I can do. I got my first credit card 4 months ago as I foresaw this problem coming, but unfortunately a little too late. The one other thing I have that's actually saving my life is that I did buy a ring for a girl a number of years ago, and I made payments on that to this day. I actually realized that it was going to be my only line of credit on my credit score, and so I have been paying off the minimum that I can to keep one thing on my credit score showing that I have credit, and I refuse to pay it off, even though we haven't been together in a long time. So the credit is kind of hurting me. Now, what we're doing to work around that is the bank recommended, hey, call who you buy your auto insurance from. Have them provide us with a letter that says, look, you paid X amount of dollars for the last several years, you're reliable. Get the same thing from your cell phone carrier. Get the same thing from who you rented a house from. So I rented a house for 2 years straight down in Auburn, Washington at $1,850 a month. Never missed a payment, paid on time, always, never had any issues. Getting a letter from those individuals stating that I was an on-time tenant and never had a problem, and they're going to use that as a supplementary type of credit score, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but the downside is going back to some of my other videos and other advice, you need a credit card. You need to not be stupid with your credit card. You need to be smart, intelligent, and only use it to actually build yourself credit and not buy dumb things you can't afford. But if you don't have good credit, it is going to hinder you, as it's starting to hinder me. Now, I think I'm going to be able to work my way around it, but unfortunately, this is a problem that I have because of Dave Ramsey's advice. That is good advice for people who don't know how to control themselves, but bad advice for people who do know how to control themselves and want to be investors and want to be business owners. And unfortunately, it's holding me back. So stay tuned, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a comment or something. What questions do you have? What advice do you have for me as somebody who is purchasing their first home ever? Let me know.